So this is the image you're starting with. And we do not need everything on this image. We do not need the afferent arteriole. You keep the arteriole, we don't need the label. The afferent, that was the efferent arteriole, and the paratubular capillaries, which are actually not right there, so this is completely mislabeled. What we want is this section right here. And what you're going to do is you're going to put two histology slides on that are basically parts of this drawing. So one of them is going to be this region right here. And the other one is going to be this region right here. Oops, don't turn. This region right here. So make those squares darker also. Now, this region's in the cortex, this region's in the medulla, and we're going to put the actual histology slides in here. So we don't need this part right here. We need the nephron loop. So I'm going to cut that out. Oopsie. When I stopped the recording, I made this 5 instead of the 0.5. So we're going to need to make this a little bit larger, or you're going to need to reduce the size of the other two. So make it 3200 by 2400. It's originally 16 by 16, and center justify that. And this is giving us way too much space over here. So we're going to take the kidney cortex slide, and we're going to copy it in. Now we need this one right here because that's better than on this side. But I actually like these distal tubules better on this one. Selected this area, and we are going to put it over here. And basically, we are going to draw lines to it and probably even border it in a rectangle. So border this with a rectangle. Ta-da! And not ta-da. 5 fill. No idea why I didn't ta-da that, but basically border it with a rectangle. And then what I like to do is I like to draw these lines that basically, maybe that's why it didn't border. I like to draw these lines that show that this is this part. Now, we're going to repeat that for the medulla. Now in this, and make it look neater than I did, this line looks horrible. But basically we're taking this square right here and showing, hey, that's what this is. Something like that. So we might have to move these lines right there. So we're going to label it. And what you might have to end up doing is just moving all the labels down here. Feel free to do that. I am expecting this to take you several hours to do. So we're going to label the structures on here on this histology slide. So the glomerular capsule is this right here. So is this going to actually work? Oh my goodness. And that's the glomerular capsule, so circle it. And maybe even circle it with the pen tool instead. So that is the glomerular capsule. Aha. So that's the glomerular capsule. Then this right here, we're going to call it glomerular capillaries, not just glomerulus. So this is actually glomerular capillaries. These right here are the distal convoluted tubules. Now over here, we have two more structures. This structure that I circled is called the macula densa, and these in here are juxtaglomerular cells. And actually, I'm going to make them over here because that's more likely where they are. This is the cortex. Now, you might have to relabel these if you want to duplicate labels. That is fine with me. That's a lot of lines in there, actually. Then we have this right here. That is going to be our medulla. So this is the medulla slide. We actually want it to go the other direction. We want to go up and down. So I'm going to rotate the canvas 90 degrees. And I'm going to just copy part of it right here. Oops. So I want this tube that has these cube-shaped cells. I want this tube that has these flat cells. And I want this tube right here. This is the direction we want it. And maybe even make this a little bit larger. Two things. We have the thick ascending limb, the thin descending limb. I think this is actually the vasa recta. That's what these blood vessels are. So that's why I wanted to get this one and not that one. So again, we're going to draw the lines from here. Like so. And, oops, so let's flatten this. We have the thick ascending is there, there, there. So this is all the thick ascending. And then this yellow, does that work? No, yellow. Then this, you saw me pick yellow, right? That is a thin descending limb. So again, make this look a lot cleaner than I just did. My key points are that they can see this right here is a cross section from up here. This right here is from down here. And that they're labeled. And let me know if this completely confuses you. I can meet with you on Zoom.